cloud. If it's not any good, I won't post it.
It's okay. If it's not any good, my coach is Tom Ferry. It's good.
All right, buddy.
He's really
Whenever you're ready, go ahead and do the prequel.
all right. Cool. Cool. So, assuming it's a second call, right? So, ring,
Yep.
ring.
Hello.
Hey, Robert, Milton James, how are you?
I'm good, Milton. How are you?
Awesome. We spoke yesterday. I told you I have some questions for you today. Do you have a minute? Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Hey, before I come out, there are a number of questions I need to ask you. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Robert, the first. By the way, Rob or Robert?
Either one is fine. I will not answer to Robbie, but so
Okay.
Robert or Rob is fine.
What do your friends call you?
Robert.
I'm going to call you Robert. Okay.
If I'm
The
in
the first
trouble,
question.
if I'm in trouble, it's Robert Ryan.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the first question I have is if what I say makes sense financially and you feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home. Hey, Robert, are you planning to list a home with me when I come out tomorrow at 5?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I have to list the house, so yeah, I probably would.
Okay, got it. So you're planning to list a home with me, correct?
Assuming everything makes sense and we can come to agreement on terms and price and things like that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Second question, are you planning to interview more than one agent for the job of selling your home?
Yeah, we have one other agent that we're also going to interview after you.
One other agent, got it. And tell me again, when I sell your home, where are you moving to?
We're going to stay in the area, but we're just moving to something bigger. I mean, I'm looking for more square footage, bigger yard, something along those lines.
Okay, so you're staying locally?
Yep,
Got it. And you want something bigger, right?
right.
What's important about that?
Well, I got, two kids, four dogs, and the kids are young, so I want them to have a bigger place, bigger backyard. I want a place for the dogs to run around. I mean, all of our family is local, and so,
Hmm.
we like to have family gatherings and I'd rather it be at my house, so I just kind of want the bigger yards where we can have those types of things. So a
Mm.
lot of it just has to do with that, but it's mainly just, for the day to day with the kids, the dogs, just having more of a yard for them to play in.
Wow. Listen, you deserve that. Is your wife excited about the bigger yard and the kids being happier?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. She's excited. She's already got ideas on, with the bigger yard to, garden and all these other different types of things. So yeah, I mean it would be a win for the whole family.
Got it. Got it. And how soon were you hoping to actually be in the newer home, bigger yard, kids enjoying the backyard?
We'd like to be there definitely before Thanksgiving. So, I mean, the sooner the better. I mean, we could move now. We're not in a super rush where it has to be done in the next 30 days, but definitely in the next couple months.
Okay, so before Thanksgiving, so we're in July, we've got the month of August, September, October, November. So are you saying you want to be moved into the house for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because like I said, we'd like to be the ones that are hosting
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, hosting Christmas,
nice.
things like that. So that's why I say definitely before that, but there's nothing keeping us from moving sooner.
What happens if we don't get you there in time?
It would just, I mean, it's not going to be you know, a massive issue because, we're okay right here, but it would be certainly a disappointment, because we've already been talking about this as a family. So, Amber, my wife, is excited about the house. She's already got new ideas. We've already looked at some houses. The kids are excited, and so it would certainly be disappointing if we didn't get there at the time we wanted.
I see. So she's going to yell at me or you if we don't get there in time.
Oh, no, 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 no. She'll save that for me.
Okay, got it. I just want to make sure I'm safe, right?
Yeah, you're
Now,
good.
when I see you tomorrow at 5, how much would you like to list the home for, realistically?
You know, I was hoping to get maybe 500 for it.
500.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, the reason I ask as a professional agent, I study homes and prices every day. So I'll assume you'll list a price that will cause the home to sell, correct?
Well, it depends on what that price is. I mean, we want to price it to sell, but not just,
Yeah.
discount it to where we're just getting out as soon as possible.
Is there a price you wouldn't go below?
Mm, I never really thought about that.
Mhm. Okay.
I probably, I don't know, just off the top of my head. I mean, I think if it was below 450, I think
Mhm.
if it was below 450, we probably wouldn't make enough money to transfer to the new house and be comfortable with the new payment.
So if you got an offer at 450, it was a clean offer, you can be there by Thanksgiving. Is that something you can make happen?
Possibly. I mean, we'd have to look at all the numbers.
You'd have to look at all the numbers. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'll prepare what we call a profit and a loss statement for you. Robert, how much do you own the property?
We owe about 250,000.
250,000. Great job. You've got a good amount of equity.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. I'm just curious, have you ever thought of selling it yourself?
No, it's not my area of expertise.
Okay, what kind of work do you do?
I'm an engineer.
You're an engineer, no kidding. Well,
Yeah.
so this all has to make complete sense to you, doesn't it? Understood. And have you ever thought about financing the home for a buyer, or do you want all your cash out?
No, we'd have to get all the cash out, otherwise we won't be able to purchase the next property.
You need all your cash out. Excellent. And would you quickly describe in as much detail as possible your home, please?
Yeah, it's a 4 bedrooms, it's 4 bathrooms, it's 2,537 square feet.
Mm,
It's on about a tenth of a lot, tenth acre of a lot.
mm, okay.
So I mean, it's been kept up pretty nice. I mean, we haven't done any. We did some upgrades probably 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, right before COVID. We did some touch up the paint and change some of the cabinets and a few different things. So I mean, it's a few upgrades, but we've done a really good job of keeping it up. So I mean, it's turnkey, move-in ready.
Well, it sounds terrific. Is there anything else, Robert? I don't want to miss anything. Any details?
Not, I mean, not really. I mean, when you see the house, you'll kind of get a better feel for it. But not much else I could tell you as far as just over the phone.
Okay, fair enough. Now, here's what I'll do. I'll be sending over a packet of information, lots of details in there for you. Would you take a few moments and review it for me?
Sure.
Excellent. And do you or Amber have any questions before I come out?
No, I mean, I imagine that, we're going to go over price and commission. I mean, obviously those are going to be the two big things. And like I said, we are planning to interview one other agent. So, certainly get a feel for what everyone's marketing plan and strategy is to get the home sold.
Excellent. I appreciate that. I'm a little surprised you're talking to another agent. What's their name?
Their name is Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith. I market to the top 100 agents. They're not on that list. So we'll do a little bit of research on Arthur. Okay. So our meeting should take about 5-25 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll see you tomorrow at 5.
Okay, sounds good.
Click, do my thing, send you email. Ring, ring.
Oh,
Robert, Milton James, Caldwell Banker. How are you?
I'm good, Milton. How are you?
Excellent. Sent over the packet of information. Did you receive it?
I did.
Excellent. Did you have any questions for me?
No, I mean the package was, pretty detailed. I appreciate it. I mean I like I saw that you sent over some of the comps already and
Yeah,
kind of gives me a general idea of what's going on.
yeah, absolutely. Now, did you get a chance to look over the report card I included?
I did.
Yeah, Arthur Smith. I wasn't able to find any names or any sales with his name on it. Is he local?
I believe so. I don't think he's based specifically in Orlando. I think he's about 20 minutes away.
Okay, you want someone local who's an expert in this market?
Yeah, I mean ideally, but I didn't think 20 minutes is that far away. I figured they would know the area.
Not at all, especially with no traffic. All right. So, did you have any other questions for me?
No, I mean, I mean, again, I guess we could discuss this when you get together. I mean, I did see that on the net sheet. Yeah, you sent over two different prices. Kind of want to get some clarification on that, and then the commission of 6%. That I feel like I keep seeing in today's world that that's not really that seems a little bit high, but again, I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll discuss that when we get together.
got it. So price and commission. So the second I walk in the door, we should address those two things, right?
Right.
Got it. Is there anything else?
No, those were the only two things. Like I said, I really appreciate you sending this over. I mean, it was very professionally done and answered gave me a good idea of who you are.
Excellent. I appreciate it. I'll see you today at 5 o'clock.
All right, sounds good.
I'll see you then. Bye bye. Okay. Step three. Knock knock.
Hey, Milton, how you doing?
Robert, Milton James, thanks for having me over. You must be Amber. Thank you, folks, for having me over. I'm excited about being here to get your home on the market and get it sold. Would you mind if I take a quick look around?
Sure.
Excellent. I'll meet you back at the kitchen table. Here's the packet I sent you as another copy.
Okay.
Take a look at it for me, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's go ahead and have a seat right here. Robert, you can sit there. Is this okay for me?
Yeah, it's fine.
Excellent. Amber, is that okay?
Yep.
Excellent. Perfect. Well, listen, folks, I wrote down three really important questions for you. Number one, do you absolutely have to sell the home?
In order to get what we want into the bigger house, yes, we have to sell it.
To get you to the bigger home. So Amber's not mad at both of us. You have to sell the home.
Right.
Love it. Amber, you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Number two, I wrote down, Robert, will you price the home to sell or you want to keep it on the market for a long period of time?
No, no, I don't want to keep it on the market for a long period of time. If we're gonna go through with this, let's get it done.
We don't want to waste any time.
Right. There's no reason for, I mean, I see some of these listings on the market for, 90 days, 100 days. We're not going to do that. If we can't get it sold, within a reasonable amount of time, we just won't do it.
Good for you. That's really smart. Amber, are you in agreement with that?
Right.
Excellent. And then, folks, number three, very important, I wrote down. Do you want me to handle the sale for you?
Well, we like everything so far, but certainly want to review a couple of things that we talked about over the phone before we make that final decision.
Okay, so let's review everything. And after we're done reviewing all the details, we'll get a contract signed, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. I love the sound of that. So at the end of my presentation, Robert and Amber, one of three things will happen. Number one, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. And let me just be honest, that's why I'm here. Okay. Number two, you might decide not to list the home with me, and that's okay. Or number three, I'll decide not to take your listing. Any one of those is fine. Fair enough. Excellent. Now, let's quickly take a moment and review the questions I asked you over the phone.
Okay.
Okay. You said you're moving locally, right? Nice. Now, did you have a neighborhood picked out?
Yeah, it's just about 2 miles away from here. It's a nice area. It's all the homes are 2 stories with some bigger lots.
Okay, so nice area, 2 stories, bigger lots. It's real
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
Excellent. Now, bigger lots. You said the reason you're moving is because of the more space for the kids and the dog to enjoy the backyard. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, good for you. And you said you had to be there probably by around September. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
we can move as soon as possible. There's nothing keeping us here, but we definitely want to be there before, Thanksgiving and the rest of the holidays.
Thanksgiving. But if we could get you there in September, that'd be great, right?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Excellent. Absolutely. Now, you'd like to price the home somewhere, to stay above 450. Is that right?
Well, as we talked about on the phone, I was hoping to get 500.
500.
And then you had asked me, what's the lowest I would go, and I said if we went below 450, we probably wouldn't have enough money to move to the bigger house.
So 500 gets you enough money, and at least 450 will get you there, but you wouldn't like to go that low. Got it. And you said you owed about 250. Is that right?
Right.
Good for you. Now, you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you?
No, 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 not my area of expertise.
Not your expertise. Excellent. And you did want all your money out, correct?
Correct.
Wonderful. Now, Robert and Amber, there are two issues we have to look at tonight. First is your motivation to sell this home, and second is the price we set on the home. So, I've prepared what we call a comparative market analysis. And, folks, there's really two parts of the research. Part one we call fantasy land. That's what homeowners list homes for, for sale, right?
Yeah.
And part two we call reality. That's where real estate agents like me and sellers like you sell homes for. These are going to be the pendings and the sold properties. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. All right,
Okay.
folks. All
Yep.
right. So Amber, the purpose of the market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value?
Uh, I'm sure you have a better answer than we do.
Well, you folks own a $500,000 house. You know, buyers determine value, Robert, by comparison shopping. See, they look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that are on the market or have recently sold. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. For example, let's say you're buying a car and a car you went to a dealership, they're asking $50,000 for the car.
Okay.
Hey, you're a smart shopper. So you go to another dealership, they've got the same car, much more, more features and benefits, nicer wheels, nicer stereo system, navigation. They got all this stuff, and it's the same price. Robert, which one's more valuable?
Second one.
Second one. Now, your wife clicked with the salesperson, so she said, "Let's go back to the first dealership," and they dropped the price from 50,000 to 35,000. Robert, Amber, which one's more valuable then?
At that point, the first one. I mean that
100%.
yeah, it's a pretty significant price drop.
I agree. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, a lot of the cars now kind of come stocked with a lot of those extra features, and so, for $15,000, we would just take the stock version, for, instead of the other one with all the other upgrades.
You get it. It's so smart. See, in order to increase value, you either have to lower the price or have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So unless you're planning to add more features and benefits to your home, are you?
No, no, that's a lot of work, a lot of money. It's not something we want to do. I feel like the house is ready to go.
Then price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the comps. This home, house number one, is just like yours on 1717 Fulfillment Drive. How many bedrooms do they have?
17 cents, it's four.
Yeah. And how many bathrooms?
Looks like four.
Yeah, they've got the half bathroom. Now, I
Right.
took a look at this house. You see the square feet there?
Yeah, 2,537.
Yeah, and the year built,
2022.
pretty new, right? So now
Right.
I did take a look at this house. It is a single family home, Robert, but it is more of a cookie cutter house, much smaller than yours, and it's stripped down. How much are they asking?
425.
425. And how long has it been on the market?
Looks like is that 96 days?
Yeah, so 3 months. So we're in July. So August, September, October, we're getting yelled at. See, if we overprice it and we have no showings and no offers, the market's telling you you're about 10% overpriced. Can you accept that?
Yeah, I mean, look, if that's what the market's saying.
Yeah. Because if the market brought you multiple offers and you sold it for more money, you'd accept that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's take a look at house number two. By the way, your house is better than house number one. I have to
That's
admit,
good.
I previewed the property. I listened, my coach told me to go preview it. Neil said, go preview the property. And I was in there. Property number two, let's take a look at 1620 Cross Prairie. How many bedrooms?
Four.
Yeah, how many bathrooms?
Four.
Yes, sir. So smart. And Amber, what's the square feet on that one?
2,537.
Same house, both in the same situation. Now, again, your house is a different caliber than these homes. These are practically townhomes. If you were choosing between these two properties there, one for 425, and how much are they asking on the second one?
465.
And they've been on the market for about 24 days, right?
Right.
If you had to choose between those two properties, which one of those would you choose, Robert?
Well, I would choose the one on fulfillment. I mean, essentially, it's the same exact house and the same exact community, but for $40,000 less.
Yeah, 100%. See, wouldn't you want to use the extra 40,000 to do what you want to the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, and most buyers feel just like you, right?
Right.
That's probably why the second one isn't sold yet.
Probably.
Okay, let's take a look at house number three. Spring shower circle. How many bedrooms?
Three.
So yours is a four bedroom. How many bathrooms do they have?
Three.
Yours is a four bed. So off the bat, yours is better than this one. Now look at the square feet.
2,797.
Same exact square feet as yours. Okay.
Right.
Look at how much they're asking, Robert.
545.
Yeah. See, this house is just like yours, less one bathroom, less one bedroom. How long have they been on the market?
89 days.
Yeah, it's too long. Yeah, it's too long. We're getting yelled at. Kids are not enjoying the backyard. They're stuck here. Um, let's take a quick look at house number 4, Volunteer Avenue. How many bedrooms?
Four.
How many bathrooms?
Four.
Look at the square feet.
2007 19.
Isn't this your house?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, same exact house. They've been on the market for how long?
56 days.
Yeah. See, they are for sale. You want to be sold.
Right.
Let's skip over property number 5. Let's go to property number 6 and 7. What you'll find with these two properties, they're both new construction. They're both 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. They're both 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Really doesn't compete. The builders are giving these houses away, right? And
Right.
you're competing with that builder, and they're giving incentives for interest rates. So that's something we have to keep in mind. Now, the first one, how much did they sell for?
Essentially 470.
Yeah, 470. 0 days on market. And Robert, if you're going to compete with the builder, in this market, don't should we factor this into our data?
Yep.
Yeah, because you're buying a home. Would you want a used home for 500, or would you want a brand new home for 480?
Oh, I'd rather have the brand new one for 480.
Cheaper, newer. I mean, that's the formula, right?
Yeah.
Amber, I know you don't like that joke, but that's the reality. Let's go to house number 8. House number 8. How many bedrooms do they have on Good Neighbor?
That is four.
Yeah, it's on your street. And how many bathrooms?
Four.
And what's the square feet?
2007 17.
It's the same exact house. Look at when
Yeah,
they
it is.
sold.
April 26.
And back in April, like I showed you in the packet, interest rates were a little bit cheaper, right?
Right.
Right now, they're close to 6.9%, which means money is expensive. Back in April, money was cheaper. Let's take a quick look at property number 10 on Bitter Root Street.
Yep.
Okay, look at how much they were asking,
478.
and look at what they received.
I think that was also 478.
Full price, 7 days. See, if we get the price right from the jump, we'll sell quick. You'll have less headache, and the buyers will ask for less. You'll be more profitable. That's what you want, right?
Right.
And the very last home on the list, it's not in your neighborhood. It's a little bit more of an aged house, but on King's Crest, Kingston Way. How many bedrooms?
Three.
How many bathrooms?
Four.
And look at the square feet,
It's bigger. It's 2811.
100%. Now look at how much they were asking,
Essentially 530.
and look at what they received.
510.
And when did they get it?
July.
Yeah. See, this house was a little bit aged. They had a pool, but it had a lot more character. All on one floor, and they were on a third of an acre. Much
And
bigger
it's
land.
yeah, it's big.
Yeah. See, you're trying to get a bigger house to get rid of this small house, and they already had a bigger home, which is why they got that price, right?
Right.
Yeah. Robert, you need to be in the new home with the bigger backyard for the kids, the wife, and the dog. The American dream, brother. Good for you. By Thanksgiving. I mean, you're trying to host that party.
Right.
Now that we've seen these prices, what price do you feel we should use to create value in the eyes of a buyer and get someone to decide to buy your home versus the competition?
Well, I look back at the one on Good Neighbor Loop. I mean, that is essentially the same exact house as mine, and that sold for 490, essentially 495. So why not start at 500?
Yeah, I can appreciate that, Robert. Now that we've seen these prices, I'm going to recommend the price of 475. Robert and Amber, will you list your home with me for that price tonight?
I mean, 475. I mean, if we sold it at 475, that would work. But I mean, what would hurt if we just started at 500 to see if we could get 500 instead of 475?
It's such a great point. There's really two routes we can take at this point. Route number one, we can overprice it. Like you acknowledge that would be a little high, correct?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. And We can roll the dice and try to work our way down. The other option is we can do what I'm suggesting. Have you and create an auction effect? Robert, have you ever been to an auction?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing to see where they start versus where they end up?
Yeah, yeah, no, I've been on the pain end of that side, so yes, I'm aware of how that goes.
Is it your goal to lose money or make money?
No, I want to make money.
That's why I'd recommend 475. Would you list your house with me for that price tonight?
So I mean 475 is essentially where we start, but you're saying we could potentially push the price up from there.
Well, that's what I'm suggesting, of course. And let me ask you this. If we were to get 10 offers, do you have to take any one of them?
No.
Yeah. If we were to get one offer or zero offers, would you be upset with me?
Yes.
See, would you rather be upset or would you rather be happy with all these offers?
I'd rather be happy with all the offers.
Yeah, it's really up to you. Amber, could you tell Robert to list the house right now for 475, please?
So, okay, so we agree on the 475, willing to do that, but we gotta talk about that 6% because
Yeah.
I mean I get flyers, emails, I see billboards all the time, 1%, 3%. I mean, 6% total just seems like a pretty high commission for a lot of the marketing that I'm getting today about commissions.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I can appreciate that. So yeah, it is definitely 6%. All we need to do now, Robert, is simply sign the contract. Let's get you to that bigger house with the bigger backyard by Thanksgiving. Won't that be great?
Well, what can we do about lowering that? I mean, first of all, where does the 6% go? Who gets what?
Thank you for asking. It's probably the most important question you can ask me at this point. Has anyone taken the time to explain how commissions actually work?
No.
Okay, can I take a minute?
Sure.
So first of all, 6% is what I charge. There are no exceptions. But again, I could charge more, or consider this. If I don't sell it, will you have to pay me anything?
No.
But if I work for free for 6 months and it doesn't sell, is it okay that I don't charge you anything?
Yeah, I wouldn't pay you anything.
Yeah. But if I represented you and got a buyer to overpay for your property, would you pay me?
Yeah, I mean that's what we're agreeing on.
Perfect. So half of the 6% is what I charge. So I actually charge 3%. Now the balance is completely up to you. As you know, you can charge 1% or give out 1% to an incentive to have an agent bring their buyer. I've never seen that work. You can give up 2% to an agent for a concession or an incentive to bring their buyer. I haven't seen that work either. Or you can have the best house, which you do, the best price, which you will have, the best agent, and you can give the most incentive to the other agent. Win, 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 win. Robert, do you guys want to not sell this house or you want to sell this house and get into the bigger home with the backyard?
No, I want to sell it and get it to the bigger backyard.
That's what I'd recommend. Let's go ahead and give top dollar as an incentive to the agents so we don't have to nickel and dime later. Would you sign the contract at 475, please?
Well, could we do the how about we do this? Well, the 3% to you is fine,
Hmm.
but we start with 2% to the buyer's agent, and if after a couple weeks we're not getting any showings, then we raise it to 3%.
Oh, that's a great point, Robert. So when we're on the market, and I really agree with what you're considering, I do believe that I'm the right agent for you. So thank you for that. If we're on the market at a certain price, one of four things will happen. Can I share that with you?
Sure.
Okay. Number one, if we got the right price and the right incentives to the other agents, you'll get a full price off. Okay.
Okay.
Number two, if we have the right price and the right incentives to the other agents, and let's say it's undervalued, you'll get multiple offers, 5, 10% more. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Number three, if we have no showings and no offers, that means we either overprice the house by, say, 5% or 10%, no showings and no offers, 10%, or we're just not paying enough commissions, in which you'd consider having that conversation, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's say we have a lot of activity, we have a lot of showings, but still no offers. We're about 5% overpriced. So let's do this. If you'd agree to sign with me today, every 4 weeks we can have that conversation, and let's just agree that we can increase the commission in 4 weeks. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. So Look at everything sounds good. Like I said, I got the report card on Arthur, but we did agree to meet with him tomorrow. So
Hmm.
let's meet with him tomorrow, and then we'll call you after that and let you know our decision.
I really like loyal people like yourself. I mean, you own your word. You gave him your word, correct?
Right.
And ultimately, this is about your family.
Correct.
Yeah, you want to get the bigger backyard for Amber, the wife, and don't forget the dogs.
Yeah.
Just to clarify everything, number one, going back to the beginning, do you feel that I can sell your home?
Yeah, I think you can.
Thank you. Number two, are we in agreement that the 475 will get you the best possible offer?
Yeah, I think 475 is the right price.
Thank you. Number three, you had a chance to look through my marketing plan of action, correct?
Correct.
And you looked at my track record compared to the other agents, right?
Right.
All things being equal, do you feel that I can sell your home and get you top dollar and we can
Yeah, I
get the
mean,
job done?
I think you could. I really do. I just,
Yeah.
we told Arthur we would meet with him, and that's, we want to at least do that.
And I don't mind doing this for you to start our relationship and give you a free service. I'll go ahead and call Arthur, let him know that he doesn't have to spend time away from his family. I'll start the process. And if you'd like to get him over, we can have him come over just to see the house, to bring a buyer and split in half the commissions. Either way, let's do the right thing. You know that I'm the right agent. Let's go ahead and sign the contract. Let's not waste any more time.
Okay.
Fair enough. Thank you. Sign the contract. You can use my Mont Blanc pen. Here you
Thank you.
go.
All right.
Hey,
All
Oh my
right.
God. Oh
Okay.
my
Good job. Good job. Good
sweating
job.
over
Good
here.
job.
God.
That
Great
was
job,
that was
Milton.
good. That was great. That was
Thanks.
great. That was
Thanks.
great. All right, so I had a couple notes for Mr. James, but before we get to that, does anyone else have any positive feedback for Milton?
Um, Me, Miriam.
Go ahead, Miriam.
I like it how Milton listened really well of what you're saying and how he was repeating after you. And also I noticed that he was pre-qualifying you to find your personality style. And I like it, and that's something I love it how he sticks to the script. And that's presentation that I will see it 100 times.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right, who else? Who else has some positive feedback for Milton?
I do. I
Question
just
for
want
Milton.
to,
Go ahead, Abir.
okay. I just want to let him know he's an awesome. And when he stick with this, the script, like Miriam said, say it naturally. I don't think he's reading it. He's even memorizing it. It's coming out, going from inside. And he stick on the, he wanted the signature. And he fight for it. He got it. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good, good, good,
Thank
good.
you.
Martin, go ahead.
Milton, I think I noticed that when you asked Robert, he was an engineer. I heard a lot of detail here, detail there, detail here.
Yep.
Did you go into the analytical
Mhm.
presentation when did I catch that correctly?
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. At first, I thought it was amiable because he was talking about the enjoyment of the home for the backyard. So I was looking at that, but I think that's just a fifth personality, girl dad.
I have one for him.
Go
I
ahead, Tyrone.
Thank
I
you.
actually like it when you know when to compliment or bring in the wife at certain points. Because sometimes we get kind of
Hmm.
leaning towards one person, but how you incorporate the wife at certain parts, I thought that was very something very 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 nice. Good job. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Can I have a question?
Go ahead.
Milton, how many times you practiced, to bring you to today's situation? It's in your
Hello?
blood. It's just so natural. It's
Hello?
just like naturally in the blood.
How
And
many?
no,
What was your
I,
question? I'm sorry.
how many times you practice? You never take the answer as offensive. You don't have emotion up and down.
I use the script every single day, and I mean, I set 4 or 5 appointments a day. So, over the last, year, I've worked 250 days, probably set at least 2 appointments. So, 500 time repetitions with getting the prequal out, which is the beginning of the script.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
500
welcome.
times, huh?
I mean, I can't really count it. It's just that, Mike says to use the script. So that's our job, is to just follow the leader.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Most of us
let
get.
me piggyback on that for a second. So let's just think about it from this perspective. He's setting like actual listing appointments. But let's say that you're not at that level just yet, which you can be though. If you just did the script twice a day, every work day, you would do a listing presentation script 500 times over the next 12 months. If you did a full listing presentation practice 500 times over the next 12 months, you'd probably be pretty good. So if for some of you that are looking to expedite that process of being to his level of being able to take 100 listings a year, practice the script twice a day, every workday. And you'll do 400 to 500 practice presentations, which does two things. One, gets you really good, and two, when you practice a lot, you get so annoyed with the practice, you'll do anything you can to do it live. If you're practicing the script twice a day, every day, by the time you get through a month and you've done the script 40, 50 times, I promise the next month you're going to go, God damn it, I'm finding a listing appointment today. I don't care if I have to knock on 1,000 doors or kick
Yeah.
them down or call or whoever. I'm tired of practicing this. I want to go on a real presentation. That's how the mind would work. So keep that in mind. Martin, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Robert, can I say one thing?
No.
The the good news is we don't even have to be good. We just have to read it. We don't even have to read it properly. We just have to do it. Meaning, because our competition is so lax on, hey, you want to sell your house? All right, I'll be right there. And we don't really, like they don't do any of this.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Martin.
Milton, I know you, buddy. Thank you for your friendship, and I truly respect you. How often do you go 3 days without a live presentation, and do you practice the presentation during those 3 days?
Um, it depends. So the week before the retreat, I went 4 days without a presentation. There were some distractions. There's always going to be interference, just like if you have a TV or a computer and you have some type of interference. You ever see where like another device interferes with your screen? Like if you put your cell phone on a screen, sometimes you'll have interference. So it's just normal. We're human, but our job every day is to show up at the office, run the schedule, make the calls, and sometimes you'll swing, and even Kobe Bryant, had slumps. So everybody has a little bit of a slump, and it's normal, So I think starting out before 50 deals, you're trying to get on one appointment a week, really. And so you get on one appointment a week, then 2 appointments a week, then 3 appointments a week. The better question is, how often are you going on one appointment a week?
That's true.
Thank you.
I have a question for Milton.
Qualified appointment.
Yeah. Milton, how many contacts do you do a year, and on how many appointments do you go to get 100 deals?
Yeah. I think again, getting back to what I was saying to Martin, I think the better question for you and everyone is, how often could we get on one appointment a week, then 2 appointment a week, then 3 appointment a week? Because to get 100 deals closed, you have to get 2 listings taken, saleable listings a week. And I'm not there yet. I'm hovering between 50 and 75. So, as a single agent, how often are you getting on one appointment a week? Because again, our job is to get on an appointment. And then when you go on one appointment, you go on two, and then it multiplies from there.
Do you have a goal of how many contacts you want to make a day, or is it not the number of contacts, you're just looking for the result?
Yeah, it used to be 50 to 100, but now it's just can I set 2 highly saleable qualified listing appointments a day?
So for some of you, you need to focus on the number of contacts just to get in the motion. And for others of you, it's not the number of contacts, it's just the no matter what goal, which is something we talk about. So if, he needs to set 2 appointments a day, and if it takes him 2 contacts, great. But if it takes him 50, it takes him 50. So for some of you, focus on just the contacts to do the activity. But for others of you, it's, hey, I got to get a lead today. And if that's 1 contact, but it's great. If it's 50, it's 50. You just got to focus on the result. So a couple things here, because I know we're up on time, and I want to be respectful of Milton here, that I hope everyone got from his presentation. I tell people this all the time, Milton, and they think I'm nuts that I harp on this. But if you watch his presentation again, he didn't say once. And you all think I'm crazy for harping on that one thing, because I say all the time, the 2 letters that will destroy your business the fastest are U and M. But, when when I gave him objections, he didn't go, okay, so commission, okay, it wasn't that. It was just right into it. And so some of you need to practice and record, because you might not even be realizing you say, But when you're in front of a seller that's not a good friend of yours, and you're trying to tell them the right price or commission, and you're starting with or things like that, you are no longer an authority. So, and he didn't get off brand once. The other thing there that I want to point out that I hope everybody got is that script is a script that everybody has access to, but it's just proof that no matter who has the script, it's all about how you present it. Because if tomorrow I did this with Mike Putnam, it would be the same script but come across a lot different. And then if I did it the next day with George Graham, it would be the same script, except we'd still be going for another 2 hours, and but still be just as effective. I say that because he's a quadruple analytical that speaks really
Hey,
slowly.
Robert.
But takes 70. Hold on one second, Michael. But takes a lot of listings. So don't get so caught up again. We mentioned at the beginning. Don't get so caught up in the script, or everybody uses a script, or this and that. Find a script that you like that fits you, and it's all about how you present it, that tonality, that energy. And the other thing that I wrote down here that I hope everybody got is I didn't write down the exact number, but I'll bet he brought up my motivation at least 10 to 12 times. Get to the bigger house, get with the family, get to the bigger
That's what
house,
I
get
was
to the
gonna
family,
say.
get to the bigger house, get to the family. I mean, he must have did it 10 or 12 times. So it shows that, and someone mentioned, he was listening. He listened, but he kept going back to that motivation, kept going back to that motivation for me, which again makes it about me. It's not about him. It makes it about me. So, you got to really find that motivation, and then just keep pushing on it as much as you can, because when you do that, even me role playing, he kept bringing that on to me, and then I would forget about the price. I would forget about the commission, because it was all about, gosh, don't you want to be at that bigger house with your family and enjoying that? And I won't get yelled at. You don't get yelled at, like all that stuff. He was having some fun with it, but it was 100% geared to my motivation. So
Want to
make
hear
sure
something
that you're
crazy?
doing that.
And the dot.
I've been leaving out the question after we present the pricing, how long they've been on the market, in the price closing presentation. I've always left out, well, Robert, you need to be in the bigger house by Thanksgiving, correct?
Correct.
Now that we've seen these prices, what do you feel we should use to create value? So I used to leave out that question. The other thing I noticed is I messed up when I was reviewing the pre-call. I said, you need to be there by September, correct? Mike said on the stage, if you mess up, just keep going. No one
Yeah,
really ever notices.
I noticed that too, and all I did was just correct you and say, no, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not going to yell at you.
hey, Milton, a question. Are you calling and you get more success and you're prospecting to get appointments?
It depends on the market. In my market, we have a lot of expired. So today I did, I had 4 appointments. I set 1 expired, 1 with a past client, 1 for sale by owner, and another was for sale by owner. It's just,
Oh,
I really don't think it matters. It's just where you spend your time. Where'd you meet your
Okay.
wife? Well, I met her at yoga class. Well, you were hanging out at yoga class. Where'd you meet your wife? I met her at the gym. That's where you were hanging out. It really doesn't matter. Wherever you go, that's where you are. So, I mean, I think that really the key question to that is, am I asking for what I want enough times?
Okay.
So one of the things Ron said at the retreat, Mike, is he said, consider using the follow-up script on everyone. And the follow-up script, do you still have to sell your home? And could we set up an appointment for this week? If you look at most scripts, we never ask for the appointment. So if you make 20 contacts a day, you never ask for the appointment, you have 0 closes per day. But if you make 20 contacts a day and you ask 20 times, can we meet at blank? You've asked 20 times. But if you add in 2 closes, you've asked 40 times with the same amount of contacts. I'm only saying that to you because I assume you're analytical and you get numbers, and I'm analytical too sometimes.
Thank you.
There you go. All right. So I want to be respectful of his time. So everyone, do me a favor. This guy did me a favor by, I mean, it's 4 o'clock his time. So he did me a favor by doing this listing presentation role play. So if you wouldn't mind just giving him a round of applause that he deserves.